So, what's your name?
James.
James?
Tom Jr.
Now, what brought you here today?
To share the knowledge of brain tanning hides. It's a lost art, and not very many people know how to do it anymore. It's an art that our ancestors had lost, and you know that this is how they lived, is by doing this type of stuff. And this type of leather is superior to any other type of leather out there because it lasts forever. And so what brought me up here was to pass it on to people, and I met Jim Northrup, and me and him got to talking about it, and I told him I would be glad to come up here and teach how to do this and pass it on to other people, and then they can pass it on and, you know, branch it off to other people. That way it never gets lost. History doesn't get lost, and our knowledge and our culture don't get lost. So that's why I wanted to do this, so I could pass my knowledge on to other people.
You know, what kind of dress is this here?
This is a southern buckskin dress that I had made out of 5 deer hides, brain tanned. One for the front and the back, one for the top, and 2 for the fringes. I did the leather work and the sewing, and my wife, she did all the beading and stuff. I had to cut each one of these by hand, and it took about 6 months. 6 months to make this dress.
6 months. How long does it take to do the buffalo hide?
Buffalo generally takes about a week to do if people are motivated and want to do it, and have the tools and the space. And I only tan buffaloes during the summer because I don't have a heated garage or a heated spot to do it. So if I had one, or there was one up here, I could bring it up here during the winter time, and I can get I have access to buffalo hides, anywhere from 15 to 20 hides a winter, and I would like to teach this also to the people up here in Fond du Lac.
I know there's a lot of people that would like to do that too, especially me.
Well, I'm willing to teach, you know, get the hides and come back up here with all the stuff and show them how to do it also, so they can pass it on about buffaloes and well, it's actually bison. Buffalo is like in Africa, but we call them buffalo here. So, but it's actually bison, and they're pretty good. There's a time frame that you can actually get these to tan, because it's like December 15th to January 15th. It's in between those days that this hair, the fur hair, the winter hair, is locked in. After that date, you can probably go a couple more days or whatever, but after that, the buffalo starts to release the hair to get ready for spring. So they only have a certain time period that they can actually start releasing this hair. So that gives you limited time to get access to them and start tanning them. And it's basically same kind of concept of tanning like deer hides, but a bigger hide with fur on it. So.
And how long have you done this?
I've been doing it for 13 years. I've taught numerous other people, you know, how to do this and that, and I'm always willing to teach people, and I have, you know, time to do it. I'm a 100% disabled veteran, and this is what I do, and I like to teach people and share my time, you know, instead of being in the house all the time, or, you know, not doing something.
Yeah.
So in order for me to maintain my mentality and stuff like that, I have to be busy and I have to do stuff like this, and it helps me, and it helped me really a lot to come up here. This is the first time I ever done something this big, and I was anxiety, you know, fear to come up here, because I was scared of it. You know, I didn't know, because with PTSD you're always expecting the worst. You never expect a good outcome. And but once I did finish this today, this is like a big relief for me, because I'm always psyching myself out, you know, that something bad's going to happen if I go, and can't even go to the store sometimes, you know, because of the PTSD and depression and stuff. So this was a big step for me right here, and I made a commitment to myself and my family that I was going to do something this summer besides being locked in the garage. You know, I'd go from the bed to the garage every day, 16 hours a day.
We're all appreciating that you came up here.
I am too.
This is really good. It was good having you here.
This is the first time I've ever been around like Anna Gibbs and Zach and Jim, you know, the ceremony.
Yep.
This is the first time I've ever been around that, my kids too, and I really enjoyed that. You know, I didn't know about the giveaway because throughout the week I was giving stuff away, and I didn't know that there was going to be a day that everybody gave stuff away. So
Neither did I. How do we start the process? As in, once you collect the hide.
Once you collect the hides, there's one way that I only do it, but there's another way you can salt the hides. But I wouldn't do that if you're going to make brain tan.
Yeah, traditional.
Deer hides you can't make furs of, like the buffalo, because the hair is hollow, and once you got it done and somebody runs their hand across it, it breaks. So what you want to do is take the hair off. First of all, you want to take the hair off, clean the fat and the meat off the animal. Then you'll switch it over with some lime or wood ash, soak it for a couple of days, and once the hair starts to slip, then you would put it on a fleshing beam. And then once you got it on a fleshing beam, then you would start with the hair facing downward, the tail down, and you'd use that. Okay, if you would slowly start taking the hair off, and you'd use that pebbly texture on the skin side. Okay, if you don't take that off, you can't brain tan, because the brains or the eggs or the mayonnaise, what I use and stuff, because of chronic waste disease from brains. If you got cuts on your hand, you'll get a bacterial infection. So that's why I go to another method. And you can't even tell the difference. So after that, the hair is off and the membrane is off. Then you will rinse your hide plenty of times to give it back that natural state when it came off the animal. And then you would ring it on this bar up here.
Like this one. That's where that one's at?
Yeah, you would ring it on a bar like this, but you would fold it over, put it on, and then fold it the other way to make a donut loop. And then you would roll it up. And then you would use a stick, and you would insert the stick in it, and then you would just spin it. It's kind of like ringing on water or a towel. And once you've done that process, you would start pulling and stretching the hide open to get those skin fibers to open up. Because the way it works is like a t-shirt. The more you open your t-shirt, stretch it, you can actually see light. Because that's the same way a hide works, any skin works. And what you want to do is you want to get the solution that you're using, whether it's brains or eggs or mayonnaise, you can use all of them. It coats those fibers so because it has a glue on it, so once you keep it in motion, the fibers can't go back to glue no more. And then you have the soft hide like this. And once you have it soft like this, then you can get the hide and fold it back leg to back leg with the neck down, and you'll glue it with Elmer's glue. Because you want to create a seal so that the smoke has nowhere else to go but through the skin. That's when you know that the fibers of the hide is coated with a resin from that smoke. And then after that process, you would turn the hide inside out and then repeat the same process. And when you smoke your hide, you can use different types of wood. The lighter, the softer the wood, the brighter the color is going to be, like yellow. The harder the wood, like walnut, hickory, pecan, cherry, it's going to give you a darker chocolate looking color, or tobacco color. And after that, then I always recommend to take the hide after you smoked it, throw it back into the solution again overnight. Because what that does is it actually opens the skin up even more so that your body can breathe through this.
So then even after we smoke it and do that, then we stick it back in the solution and dry it out?
Yeah. You'll do the same process again one more time. And the more times you put it in an egg solution, the softer and the fluffier it's going to get. But that's where I teach people to understand that when you brain tan something, you need to find out what you're going to use that hide for. Because different types of hides, solutions, when you keep putting it back and forth, will make the hide so soft that you can actually start pulling it apart, because you're separating those fibers more and more and more, so it won't be able to stick together.
So how many times do we do the moccasins?
Moccasins you'll do just once.
Just once to keep
You'll
the thickness?
smoke it, then you'll put it back in, dry it, and you'll ring it, then dry it again, and then that's what you use for those.
And then the dress just...
The dress I would do 2 or 3 times, because you want the body to breathe, because, you know, being in this leather right here, your body's going to have to sweat. And if it can't breathe, then you start getting dehydrated.
What would they be making if they did it more than that? What would they consider making?
Shirts, you know, longer dresses with sleeves on it, you know, stuff like that.